Unfortunately, not everyone can own a machine gun like this. There's certain rules you gotta live by. It sucks, but it's the truth. There's also licensing and a little bit of skill. Believe it or not, we got both. Welcome to the Gunner's Vault. Oh, I don't want anybody else. When I think about you, I touch myself. I touch my... Oops. That'll be between me and you. Okay, welcome to another installation of the Gunner's Vault. Ta-da. Today we're going to talk about something near and dear to my heart. When I was about 14 years old, I fired my first machine gun, the MP40. This pretty much started my love affair with machine guns. I do love them. They're fun, they're cool looking, they're chick magnets. You gotta love them, they're great. But before I start delving into this, because it's really a simple gun, we'll have a lot of time. Let me go over a couple things. I get a lot of, hey Glenn, why do you always wear safety glasses? Hey man, what's up with that? Blah, blah, blah. Well, one, I've been pegged in the head with a couple different things, spring-loaded pins and whatever. Sucks, I don't want it in my eye. So I wear these all the time when I'm in the shop. Two, these are prescription. I wear glasses. I need them to see. So that's the explanation for that. Okay, let's delve into an MP40, shall we? Magazines. Why do I bring out magazines? All these machine guns have belter magazines. Blah, blah, blah. This damn magazine costs like 120 bucks. Sucks. So, there you go. If you have any of these, you know, take care of them. They're worth gold. MP40. Open bolt weapon. No safe, or, no, excuse me. Well, there isn't actually a safety on it, per se. As far as a button you put, and you can't squeeze the trigger. What the safety is on this is, well, there's two. Either closed bolt or open bolt all the way back into the notch. And the originals actually had S on here. This is a tube gun. It does not have the S notched in there. So that's safe. You can pull the trigger. It ain't going nowhere. And you don't slap this like you do in a Heckler and Koch. Don't do that. That's bad. So anyway, you'll notice the bolt is open. It's ready to fire. Squeeze the trigger. I'm not going to drive. I'll drive fire once. Squeeze the trigger. Goes forward. Bang, 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 bang. Oh, my bad. Pew, 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 pew. And it's actually a pretty slow cyclic rate. It's like pew, 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 pew. So it's really controllable, really easy to handle. Open bolt weapon. It has a cool little feature on it. Let me show you all that. This right here on the charging handle, you can lock it. Push it in and it locks. And then you can't open the bolt. I'm not sure exactly why the hell the Germans did that, other than it was too simple a gun and they wanted something complicated on it, so they did that. Alright, disassembly of the MP40. Down here is your disassembly knob. It's probably got a cool German name like Dunkel Schweissen Meischen Messer, something like that. Pull that down, twist it till it stays down, pull the trigger, twist your body, your lower as it were, kind of wiggle it, and that comes apart. This fire control group could not be more simple. You have a sear bar, you have a bar that connects it to your trigger, you have your trigger, and there's a spring in there. That is it. That is your fire control group. It's awesome. By the way, look at the bluing in here. It's all original. This hadn't been re-blued. Look at that Bakelite. That's nice. I'm not real up to date on what Bakelite is. I know it's some kind of like plastic before there was plastic. It's fragile-ish. It's not like super, you know, it's going to crumble if I touch it. Otherwise I wouldn't shoot this, and I shoot the hell out of this. But, you know, it is what it is. It's just neat stuff. You'll also notice that the majority of this, hell, most of it, damn near all of it, is stamped metal parts. What that means is they take a piece of sheet metal, and with a die, just stamp the crap out of it with hydraulic pressure, and it makes a trigger or a trigger guard. There's very little machine work done on this. The MP38 had a little more machine work on it, and they went to the MP40 because it was cheaper and faster to produce. Alright, so we're down to that. This is easy. Pull back on your charging handle. You want to be real careful with this, and I'll show you why. Grab your, what are we going to call this thing? Well, it's a recoil spring assembly, so we'll call it that. Grab your recoil spring assembly, and you'll notice your firing pin is attached to it. The firing pin is kind of the weak point of the MP40 because it's pretty fragile. If I do whack, it's going to break or bend, and then my gun's not going to work and I'll cry. But you'll notice the spring is encased by these little metal, metal sleeves, keepers, whatever you want to call them. If you have an MP40, don't take this apart. It is a nightmare to put back together again. Serious, it's just no fun. Alright, so again we're continuing with the charging handle. Pull the bolt out to the rear. There's your bolt. Normally, open bolt weapons will have a fixed firing pin. This one does not, because as we saw, the firing pin is attached to our recoil assembly. Kind of weird, but hey man, it's German and it works. It's simple. Got a cool Waffen amp on there. Don't know if you can see it, but it's neat, trust me. Yeah, I mean, there's not really much to go over. There's an extractor here. Right here is where your ejector flows through. Not much there. It's a pretty heavy bolt. I mean, it's not as heavy as, like, say, a grease gun or an M3. But it is a pretty stout little bolt, which that and the spring pressure attribute to the slow rate of fire on this thing. It's only like 450, 550 rounds a minute, somewhere in there, which is about grease gun speed for the purists. Okay, receiver tube. Man, it's a stamped metal tube that has some milling done to it. That's all it is. Magazine housing, again, stamped metal, pinned. I don't know if y'all can see it, but right in there, y'all probably can't see it, but right in there is the ejector. Trust me on that. This pin holds it in. Remove this pin, your ejector pops out from the top, put another ejector in, put your pin in, and you're done. I mean, you've changed the ejector. Barrel. This is kind of cool. Right here, this is Bakelite. Some of them are aluminum. This one happens to be Bakelite. And from what I understand, this was originally used like on half tracks and stuff like that. You could put your gun on the side of the half track, and it's not going to damage your barrel. It's going to just damage this, which is easily replaceable. Kinda cool. Here's something neat. Let's see how many of y'all know this. There's a barrel nut or a muzzle nut up here. Pull that little piece of wire down, unscrew it. There you go, threads. Now y'all are all going, why the hell are there threads on a MP40, erroneously called the Schmeisser? Why are there threads on an MP40? They suppressed them. They didn't suppress all of them, but they experimented with it. They suppressed a lot of them. I don't know how well it worked. One day I'm going to build a suppressor like they had and find out. I'd imagine it suppressed really well, but I'd also imagine it put a lot of weight into the weapon, which, you know, you're running around. You don't want weight in your weapon. You want it to be nice and, you know, light and blah blah blah. Because you're blitzkrieg, man. You're assaulting stuff. There's Poland, you know, that kind of thing. Oh, I guess I can show you this. Folding stock. Press this button. This one's tight. Most of them you're gonna see are loose. They wiggle. This one's really tight. It's nice. Turn this, and it locks in place. Alright, now assembly takes a couple minutes, mostly because I have a sling on this thing. And as such, I don't want the sling to get all twisted. So your bolt goes in, your firing pin and your recoil assembly go in, Now comes the time when we unscrew our sling. Yeah, see, it's all twisted up. Makes me cry. A lot of people go, man, you're really into the German stuff, aren't you? And I gotta admit, I am. Just the way they did things, the way they built things. No, not the way they did things so much, but the way they built things is just incredible. A lot of their pieces are just, you know, they're still being in use today. In fact, whatever's under there is gonna be exciting for y'all, because it is something that is still in use throughout the world. Okay, we have unscrewed our sling. Or I can be colorful and use the F word, but I'm not gonna. It's a children's show. Alright, we put our lower onto our receiver tube, squeezing the trigger. Find the little sweet spot where the lugs, there we go, where the lugs intersect. Let go of the trigger, it'll find its happy place. It's found it. See, it'll actually turn a little bit, but it won't move. Or it won't come off, rather. Turn your Dinkelschwassermeister, which is German for little knob that turns, that holds your MP40 together. Turn it, lock it, test it, you're done. MP40. By the way, this is a B&Z 42. What's that mean? This was made by B&Z, which I don't remember that code. I don't remember who it is. But the majority of it was made in 1942. And it's in great shape. This is a true piece of history. Remember, if you don't understand your history, one day you're going to repeat it. That goes for good and bad parts of it. MP40. Well, here we are, nice and tranquil. You know, the birds are singing, bees are flying around. We're going to shoot a machine gun. MP40 time. One of the things I'm going to do is actually shoot at a target. No, it's not going to explode. I don't do that. I just want to show one thing. Machine guns are cool, but you're probably not going to hit nothing with it. This is a pretty accurate one as far as machine guns go. Y'all ready? Here we go. This is a fun little gun right here. Slow rate of fire, easily controlled. Hell, I even hit the target. Didn't think I would. It's an impressive gun. Y'all all need one of these.